Here we go. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I am Kelsey. This is Kelsey Smiles, and today I'm going to talk to you about something that I think is very important, and that is my cat. And that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm going to be talking about today are some tips and tricks that I wish I knew when I was first diagnosed with bipolar 2 disorder. When I was first diagnosed with bipolar 2, I had no idea what I should or should not be doing. I had no idea what my medication was doing, was completely clueless and didn't really have a good knowledge base of support. Internet, you were super helpful, and I want to pass on that knowledge that I learned from you to the new folks in this group. So you may be here because you're first diagnosed and you're like me and you have no idea what to do, or you're a veteran and you just want to have a little bit of extra tips or tricks that you can manage to help manage your bipolar disorder. Let's roll up those sleeves. Let's get started. One of the biggest things that I can pass along to somebody first diagnosed is this: the importance of routine. Our emotions, our hormones as bipolar completely go off the rails sometimes, and it feels like we're out of control. So finding control in the little things in your life is going to help you manage how you're feeling. I did not have routine in my life. I would wake up at different times, I would do things at way different random times, and it really made it hard to understand when my mood was changing. Is find a routine, at least in one thing in your life. Right now, my sleep schedule is still pretty varied. It's something that I'm working on. I really want to be a morning person, and I'm not one right now. It's something that I'm working through, but there is something I do every single day, and that is make my bed. Personally, I never made my bed, ever. My mom, when I said I started making my bed, was completely blown away, and it actually helps me get my day started. I've noticed that when I don't, my day doesn't go as well, if that makes sense. Also, at the same time, what I started to do, and this is going to be my second thing for you, is do a mood check-in, okay? This could be writing down in a notebook or a literal mood journal that they sell out there, right? Checking in with how you're feeling and writing it down will help you track when your manic episodes are coming, when your depressive episodes are coming, when you feel something and discover something that does trigger you. It helps you track that and helps to manage your symptoms. Like any medical type thing, it's super important to write it down so you can look back on it. Number 3, do your research. I know, that's kind of strange. You're here right now doing your own research, but what you need to understand is that the research really pertains to the medications that you're on. Ugh. Sorry. My nose is extremely runny today. All right. You have power over the medications that you're going to be taking. Your doctor is your doctor, but you do have influence on what goes into your body. So don't think that what they say is the end all be all of your medication. I was on Seroquel for a good almost 2 years, and I realized at around the 2-year mark that I started to have some side effects, some uncontrollable shaking. I had really bad anxiety. And what I didn't realize was that Seroquel isn't made to be taken for long periods of time. And I was having these extreme panic attacks and extreme side effects after 2 years of taking this medication because I didn't do my own research. I would have known if I would have researched to not take it for that long. And so I ended up switching to Abilify, and I'm much happier on that. And so by doing my own research, I took control of the medication and what was going in my body. Tracking your symptoms, tracking your mood, tracking how you're feeling in order to adjust, make things more accurate, make things more tailored to you so you can feel as good as possible. Number 3, I think we're on 3. Okay, yeah, we're on 3. Number 3, the importance of fitness on bipolar disorder, okay? I know when we get into those depressive sides, we don't want to work out. that's when you need to work out. You need to work out. It's when you need to get that mood boost, okay? Because when you need to get that mood boost, okay? Because if you don't, you end up spiraling, and you could be like me and staying in bed for a very, very long time. You don't want that. If you haven't already started exercising, if you don't have a routine, again, back to the routine. If you don't have a regimen, get one, okay? But know that there are certain exercises at certain points in your bipolar that are not as beneficial. So I'm going to be making another video about that, about the importance of fitness on bipolar and ways to tailor your fitness around your bipolar, because that's what you need to do. It can't just be a cookie cutter YouTube routine to get you in shape when you have bipolar. We're a little bit more complex than that around it. So again, I'm going to be making a video more in depth about that, but take fitness into account into your management regimen for your bipolar. I just love making lists. I love making the lists. Number 4. And this one's hard for me. This is something that I'm still working on. This is still something that I know affects my bipolar, yet I still continue to do it because I love it, and that is consuming caffeine. It's my favorite time in the morning, okay? I turn on a TV show or something that I'm studying and I drink my cup of coffee, and it is my favorite thing to do. I've started to incorporate decaf in there because I do just like the taste of coffee, but know that caffeine can actually trigger manic episodes. A couple of days ago, I don't know, maybe it was a week ago. Anyway, I had a lot of caffeine. I was feeling very, very down, had a lot of caffeine, triggered a manic episode. Ended up starting this YouTube channel. You may have seen that video already. And kind of spiraled a little bit, and then I crashed. And the crash of a manic to depressive episode is much, much worse than a caffeine crash. It is a black tunnel of despair crash that you don't want. So if you're just starting out and you are a caffeine addict, I suggest you start working on that. I am not perfect. Okay, I will say that right now. I am not perfect, and I am continuously working on that part of myself. Now, last but not least, this goes back to the medication, okay? Last but not least, the thing that I wish that I knew was that some medical professionals are not as experienced in bipolar disorder. Therapists. You need to find the right therapist, because talking to somebody about bipolar is super important. You can watch all of my YouTube videos, but I'm not going to be a medical professional that can help you talk through your issues, because with bipolar, there are some issues that you need to talk about. My bipolar was triggered by a very traumatic incident, and that traumatic incident, like, I'm tearing up about it right now. I'll go into it in another video, but I wish I would have found a therapist that worked well with bipolar and understood how I was feeling, instead of just being a sounding board. If you just have somebody that's like, yeah, yeah, okay, you start to fluctuate and not understand what's happening. I'm currently still trying to find somebody who is a right fit for me, but I understood that those people that I worked with previously were not the right fit for me, and so I didn't continue with them, and that is super important. Don't try and force yourself into talking to somebody who doesn't quite understand bipolar. I know, not everybody's gonna understand that, and it's gonna be a needle in a haystack type search, but it is super important that you continue that search to find that right fit, because it's just gonna be detrimental to you if you talk to somebody that isn't the right fit. All right, so those are all of my tips, things that I wish that I knew when I was first diagnosed. And again, I am not a medical professional. This is just from my personal experience, so take this with a grain of salt. And if you need medical help or you're having a crisis, please seek out the appropriate resources. I'm gonna put in the description some resources for you in case you are having a crisis. Okay, and if you like this video, please, please, please hit like. If you want to see more videos like this, please hit subscribe, and I will be sure to make more videos in the near future, okay? Have a great day. I'm out.